January, everyone's goal setting, but what if you don't even have a belief that there's anything better for you out there? I'm Josh Connolly, and this channel is all about living our best selves in spite of some of the internal struggles that we face. I share with you the ways that I keep my mental health and well-being in check, some of the mindset tricks that I've got. If that feels like it could be something of value to you, then remember to subscribe. So let's get into it. A lot of people out there are goal setting, right? And with social media the way that it is, it's all in your face, right? Everyone's chucking it at you all the time. You've got to set goals, set out to achieve this year. And look, I have to be honest, I'm even one of them. But I feel like I've done some self-reflection as I've got myself back into work this week. And I've started to really look at what goals I want to set for myself this year. And then what I realized is to do that, I need to first validate where I'm at. And for me to achieve everything that I achieved last year, going from a 9-to-5 that I hated to fully living in my purpose and getting to do this kind of thing 24/7, I can't just give you last year and remove the whole build-up that I had to that. I spent a lot of time working on myself and validating where I was at my life at the beginning of last year. And so that's what I want to talk about, validation and the importance of validating where you're at. Because if we don't do that, then we can set about achieving all these goals, and before we know it, what we build is going to be on shaky ground, and it's not going to have the structure and support that I've managed to gain to be able to catapult in the way that I did last year. So I don't want to take away the importance of setting goals. And, you know, for the people that do follow my social medias, you'll know that I talk a lot about it, going out, setting up your goals and smashing your goals. And like I say, upon self-reflection at the beginning of this year before I went back to work, I've really recognized that actually we need to start in this place of validation. What do I mean by validation? I believe that we need to start by giving ourselves some space daily, especially throughout January. So don't even make January about setting the goals. Make January about this validation. And that's giving ourselves, like I say, space daily to look at where we're at, feel what we feel. A lot of us, we're in this place where we don't even know where we're at, let alone how we're going to set goals. So setting goals is about finding out where we want to be, and how are we going to do that if we don't know where we are? So for me, that is the morning routine, and I will make a video eventually about what my morning routine looks like. But that morning routine gives me that space to validate how I feel, to check myself, to start to work out who I am. I spend time in the mirror, learning to love myself. And I think a lot of the problem that we have when it comes to that self-love and that self-care is not that we don't know how to give it to ourselves, it's that we don't know how to receive it. So you can stand in front of the mirror telling yourself you love yourself, all these positive affirmations 24/7. But if you don't know how to receive that love, then it's going to all fall on deaf ears, right? So instead of starting with positive affirmations, I actually start the day with validating affirmations. Rather than saying I'm the king and I'm the best, I talk about how I'm enough. I look at some of the things that happened to me in the past. I check the ways that I react to the world and start to recognize who I am and what it is that gets me ticking, the things that make me angry. And when I start to realize all them things, then I start to gain the self-awareness, and then I start to really, really find out who I am. Because with social media and the way that like society is today, we're really, really pushed into categories and really, really pushed to create these characters, and we lose that sense of self. So the validation of who we really truly are when we take off the mask and we take off the armory, and I get it, we need to do that to go out in the world like we do, but we need to find out who we are when we're at home. Split your life down into categories, Look at your money situation, your financial situation, look at your career, your relationships, your friendships, your social life. Switch these all down and rate yourself on them and how you feel in and around the different aspects of your life. Then you can start to validate where you're at, Start to understand that if your career, your you've got it pitched at a 2 out of 10, understand that that's okay. Yeah, it's okay that it's a 2 out of 10, and actually the courage is in validating that, and then you give yourself opportunity to create goals and then to step forward. But it's really about evaluating your life where you're at right now. That's what I'm going to spend January doing, and I might look towards the back end of January to then really set some goals. Validation and evaluation of the last year and where I'm at right in my life right now is going to be so important, and finding that compassion for that. Because when I evaluate my life, there's things that I'm doing that I really love, yeah, and then there's things that I'm doing that make me sad, yeah, and that I really struggle with. So I have to validate the two, and I have to have compassion for the wrongs and the things that I don't get right in my life before I can press on and move forward to this this real goal setting. The saying is life is short all the time, right? And people worry about if I spend time evaluating and validating where I'm at, I'm wasting time. And although life is short, it's also the longest thing you'll do, right? And some of the most powerful stuff I do is the validation work, yeah? When I've got a solid foundation, then I don't need to work as hard building upon what I've got. I hope that's helped. I hope it's helped some of the people that are struggling with the pressure from everybody trying to put you into a category and make you get your goals now and know where you want to be in December. You don't need to know where you want to be in December. You don't need to know where you want to be next week. Start in the now. That's all we've got. And start building that relationship with yourself and where you're at.